any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I'd like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
Classic.
Oh, man. Never gets old. Never gets old.
Never.
It never gets old, boys. It never, ever, ever gets old. One of the best movies ever. And that kind of leads us in to welcome to another live edition of the Tigs Bits podcast. Today, we're simply going to have a discussion about Christmas movies and songs, and we're going to do something kind of fun with them. We're creating an NCAA tournament-style bracket and matching them up. Today is the selection show, so we're going to pick the 16 teams that we feel are the best songs and are the best movies, and then we're going to put them into a bracket. Look, we're going to have that final field coming out of the 16 songs and movies. Next week, when we do our Christmas show, we'll reveal the winners on our Christmas episode. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be a lively discussion. If it's anything like the conversations my wife and I had last night over this, it's going to be pretty good. There's going to be songs that are not going to make this top 16 that we all come up with that people are just going to think we're insane about. So, boys, welcome. This is going to be fun. How are y'all doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, glad to do it, man. Even watching that little snippet to start the show just got the juices flowing on all the good scenes in that movie. You know, you can't – I mean, there's just one after another. Sharice and I this past weekend watched Home Alone 1 and 2 back-to-back while we were in Vegas. But the night before we flew out because we had an early flight, we just said we went out early that day, did a lot of walking with Fremont, came back and said, how about we just eat dinner in the room, order some room service, and watch Christmas movies? I was like, I'm all about it. We caught Home Alone about 2 minutes in, right when they left him, right when they realized they left him, and we're like, let's go. And then about halfway through, I said, wouldn't it be something if 2 was coming on afterwards? And sure enough, the next commercial, coming up next, Home Alone 2. I'm like, yes, we're not going anywhere.
Stay in it.
Absolutely. And they were both so good. And that's just – and, you know, we're going to get into this list, but, guys, this is going to be great because there's so many good movies, so many good songs that revolve around Christmas. And the debate, there's no clear-cut winner. It's going to be a debate.
There are no winners. There is no clear-cut winner. This is extremely, extremely subjective.
You know, and I'll tell you what I found for me as I was going through trying to create my top 16 in each. Like, so the movies were tough, right? There's some you're like, well, I could do that, but it was easier. Dude, the songs, that's really tough. There's a lot of deserving songs.
To narrow it down, I have a list, and then I went, oh my Lord, I left this out, this out, like an extra 10 or
teams out. Yeah.
But that's what makes this a selection show. It's tough to narrow it down to 16.
Man, just imagine how that selection committee felt trying to get 4. Just 4 teams for college football. Like,
I think this is equally as important, and I think everybody watching will agree that
we're ahead of the curve. We've already expanded to 16, though. We're not waiting. We're going straight to 16.
We're going right in. We're going to skip it.
I said that last night on the Boots and Whiskey podcast. He asked me, you know, about the Alabama, Florida State, the selection thing. I'm like, buddy, they've never gotten it right. This is as close to – I mean, they're trying. Maybe after we get 16 teams in, they'll get it right. But even then, somebody's not going to think it's right. So at least we don't have the newspapers voting on it anymore is all I can say. You know, I don't agree.
Using the BCS polling, all of the what was that, the Dooley Matrix or whatever, whatever it was called.
But, you know, that's a sport and a competition with numbers. These are we're talking about art. We're talking about film and movies and television and music. So this is so subjective. There are no numbers. You know, I mean, you can't go by the different eras and different times. So you can't go by, box office or number of weeks on the charts or anything like that.
Yeah.
But hey, speaking of, if I guess we'll bounce back and forth between movies and music, or however you want to do it.
Well, I mean, I think we should probably, if we're gonna, music is gonna take us a while. I think we could start. We could probably just start with movies.
Okay,
and,
let's
and
do
go
that
down.
All right.
I mean, I of course we love to. Before we do that, we want to say hello to Paul. Paul is in the chat, chilling with us.
Paul?
What's
Hey,
going
buddy.
on, brother? What's going on? And Jason Hilton, he's back in as well. I'm glad to see you guys. Welcome back, y'all. Make sure to share it, like it, and do all of that stuff. Let's try to build a little crowd, because we could start to get into some interesting things, some lively debate. No telling what'll happen. This could be. It's kind of funny. Just the other day, whenever we went live, I talked about this show, Wake Up Mincy, which I don't know if anybody watching or anybody is familiar with it, but it's a Barstool Sports production. And so they're all in Chicago at this point. Well, the guy Mincy, he said a racial slur earlier in the year, rapping lyrics to a song. Like, I think he was pretty much set up, because it's kind of like an anchor man, just you put it on the teleprompter, he's going to read it. It doesn't matter what it is. So he was just reading it live, and no dump button, like no delay. There's a delay in all of this whenever you stream, but he needs a bigger delay. Well, yesterday, Barstool's been doing this Barstool Survivor deal, and they've been just they had a little issue with it being on YouTube, so they made it pay-per-view, and you could watch it through their website, blah, 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 blah. They had like 100,000 people, though, that bought it. So, I mean, they made well over $1 million just on that. So it's good from people that I've heard talking about it and whatnot, if you like reality kind of stuff that's just dumb people in an office. But anyhow, Mincy yesterday on his wake up, it's time to have a little shake up, on his little morning show. He's coming back. Boom, he just accidentally dropped the 3 finalists on that show yesterday, because it's live and he doesn't have a dump button. But anyhow, it just kind of, all of that reminded me, going into movies, of whenever I used to work at this place called Hogan Hardwoods. We always wanted to set up cameras all around the warehouse, because we had these characters, man. I mean, it would have been as good as it would have been gold. And that's basically what Barstool has done. They have cameras everywhere. They're constantly creating content, doing stuff like we're doing, jumping in on live streams, all of that. Well, Mincy ain't really made for live, and there's a whole video. You can see it. Y'all can check it out. Of Dave Portnoy losing it on Mincy earlier today. It was just absolutely hilarious, man.
Wow.
But yeah, let me grab my little notebook. I do have my seeds that I already made. I'm not going to show you. I don't want to cheat, but we'll go over, I think, as a good way. And Merry Christmas to you too, Paul. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas to you as well. And the way that I came up with the list, or at least it was very helpful, using artificial intelligence, using AI. Hey, AI, give me the top 50 Christmas movies of all time. Give me the top 50 songs of all time. Well, I did a couple of different ones. I went into Chat GPT. It got lazy on me. It gave me 5. Uh-oh. Yeah, it gave me 5, and then it said, here's the reference link. You can click that to see the rest.
Overworking the paid.
Look, I heard that I read an article the other day, I think it was yesterday, that people are saying that Chat GPT has gotten lazy, because this time of year, people start to do a little bit less. They're a little more flexible with their schedules. They're taking breaks, whatever. It's the holiday season, end of the year, blah, 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 the way it is. Well, ChatGPT understands that, and they're modeling themselves after human behavior. They're straight up getting lazy. And that was an instance, was just yesterday.
Wow.
trying to make this list of stuff, So
Wow.
it was yeah,
Terminator's coming.
It's coming, but the list was the same that I used on 3 different sites, so they're all
Oh,
using
wow.
the same reference.
Yeah.
So we'll start with movies, and this is in no particular order, but this is AI's. I'm going to give you AI's top 16, and there's definitely going to be some disagreement. Number 1, Home Alone. Number 2, Elf. Number 3, It's a Wonderful Life. Number 4, The Polar Express. Number 5, A Christmas Carol. Number 6, Love Actually. Number 7, The Santa Claus. Number 8, Miracle on 34th Street. Number 9, A Christmas Story. Number 10, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Number 11, The Grinch, the 2000 version. Number 12, White Christmas. Number 13, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Number 14, Die Hard. Number 15, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And coming in as the 16 seed, Frosty the Snowman.
Oh. Okay.
That's tough.
Any left out there?
I mean,
any that should not be on that top 16?
I'll go first on that. To me, Die Hard, take it off. I don't.
Okay, let's start there.
I can agree it's a Christmas movie, but there are too many deeper Christmas movies to have it on the list to take a spot of. Die Hard's a good action movie. It's on another list. It doesn't need to take a spot of a full-blown Christmas movie, in my opinion. But I'm not denying it's a Christmas movie either. It is a Christmas movie, but
definitely
it doesn't need to take a top 20 spot for a full-blown Christmas movie with Santa Claus and all that.
I got it at 11 seed.
Wow.
I have it at an 8 seed.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
We all everybody has different angles,
Yeah. Now, Paul out there, we want this to be interactive. Y'all interact with us. Paul agrees with you about Die Hard. So we'll see. That's already. Die Hard is going to be an interesting matchup. So I think JR does not agree it should be in. Chad and I both do. So it's definitely going to come in as a seed, probably a lower seed.
Yeah.
This is what this is about. Today is the selection show. Die Hard is right out of the bat. Die Hard is on the fence of it may not make it. We'll see.
Like I said, I would give it like a 20-something seed if it was if I put it, because like I said, I like it. It's a great movie. Ain't nothing wrong with Die Hard at all.
Right.
But I'm not bumping it for.
Is 0, and then Brantley's an 8 on that. I'm just gonna keep up with my notes when we do touch these.
I'm doing the same.
You want to start at like 16, like, and just kind of go down. Let's just see if we agree and where we rank right now. I mean,
I'll tell you this: there's a couple of these in this top list that I don't think I've ever even seen. I don't Love Actually. What's that?
I never even heard of it.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it's about.
Okay. Yeah. So we can all agree. Let's take that off the list and go ahead and put number 16, Frosty the Snowman, in that spot, or 17, The Holiday. I don't know that one either, though.
Yeah, I don't know what The Holiday is either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jason Hilton says, no offense, I haven't watched Die Hard since high school. So, I mean, it's a polarizing movie this time of year for sure.
Well, Woo sent something over to the group and said why it's a Christmas movie, and it got me thinking about it too. It's not a Christmas movie because it's actually about Christmas. It's about the fact of you having to go to these Christmas parties that you absolutely don't want to be at, and then just absolutely a nightmare transpires, so that's sometimes that's part of Christmas. So that's what drove it into the top 16 for me. Like, what?
I could give it that. I put it right there with Gremlins. Gremlins is a horror movie, but also a Christmas movie. Okay. So I'm not going to put it on my list either because it's on another list. It kind of rides the line,
Okay.
And I love Gremlins because Hoyt Axton is the actor playing the dad who brings the gremlin home. Hoyt Axton is a world-renowned songwriter and country music artist back in the day. His mom wrote Elvis songs and stuff like.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Axton. Yeah, Hoyt Axton's from Oklahoma. He wrote Never Been to Spain, huge song.
Oh, I love that song, man. It's one of my favorite songs ever, and Elvis's cover.
Yes, he's the one who originally wrote that. But he is he's most known by people nowadays as the dad who brought the gremlin home, who had the little trinket store with the little gimmicks.
All right. See, folks, that's what I'm talking about. I think this is the environment for the handler. We get these little stories like this. There's those little nuggets. That's awesome. Man.
And I'll tell you a few Hoyt Axton songs you may or may not remember. Most people wouldn't now, but if you go back, you've probably heard them or heard your parents or somebody listen to it. One is Della and the Dealer. It was Della and the Dealer and a dog named Jake and a cat named Kalamazoo. Old school song from like the 70s. Bony Fingers. Some kind of hokey songs, but big songs in the 70s. Look up Hoyt Axton, do yourself a favor. And his stuff his original stuff, like his versions of Never Been to Spain, and he wrote a song called Cocaine that ended up being on a Little Feat album later and a Jackson Browne record later. But anyway, Hoyt Axton, his mom's Mae Axton, who wrote some of Elvis's first hits.
Well, that's funny that you bring Gremlins up, because I have Gremlins coming in as a number 15 seed.
Yeah, I would put Gremlins ahead of Die Hard on my list.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah, because he has the damn Gremlin War Santa Claus hat. It was awesome.
JR, do you have Gremlins on your list at all?
I don't have a list. I'm going to make my list.
He's going with it. Yeah.
I thought about taking this top 50 and just making me a little asterisk by the 16 I would like, or even put number ranking them 1 through 16 beside them.
Yep.
Was what I was thinking. And I'll go ahead and say this while we're on the top 16 currently. What's the other one? The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not sure I think I know what you're talking about. The stick figure, the scary little guy. But I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through.
It didn't make my list.
One of those Burton films. It's dark, and I've watched it.
Is it on any list of yours?
It would not make it on my list.
Let's go ahead and scratch that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take
that one. I see what you're doing. Yeah, I definitely take that one off. So
Love Actually, because I don't know what it is.
So would you put Gremlins in top 16? I guess would you, Chad?
So.
I don't have them in my top 16. No.
Neither one of you do. All right.
You do, Brent?
I do. I have it as a 15 seed.
Okay. It's possible. I've got two movies that are probably not traditional Christmas movies I still think are Christmas movies, so.
This is fun.
Yeah.
It's a little silly, but who cares?
I'm going to cut and paste my list and read it off in a minute,
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So then let's we at the what do you have as your 16 seed? I guess what do you have, Blasey?
I've got Santa Claus at 16, and it may be even higher than that, but it's one of those I'd kind of forgot about, but I've got it at 16.
Which one is that? Which Santa Claus? Which one is that?
The Santa Claus?
Yeah, with what's his name from dadgummit. You know what I'm talking about. Santa Claus movie.
Tim Allen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Those are good.
Yeah. Those are good. I could see them on a list.
I do not have that on my list.
Okay.
It's not
right.
it's no Prancer, but
zero. No Prancer.
Well, speaking of Prancer, my number 16 seed was The Year Without Santa Claus. That animated one. Yeah, it's like the oddball in the 3 or 4 that were made during that time. But if you go back and you look when they were made, I didn't, but I have in the past. Really amazing, like that they made those as good as they did with the stop go or whatever it is animation that they used. It's really well done. It had to have taken them for freaking ever to make those things. The claymation, all the tech. Good Lord,
yeah. But all of those could be on my list. All of the traditional Frosty, Rudolph, all of those are on my list.
Yeah, and you could break this down into genres too, of newer movies, serious, old movies, and all that stuff. But I think it's just we're going like we do with a lot of everything. We're just throwing out a broad net on this. Yeah. So, would y'all put The Year Without Santa into this pool?
I don't think so.
It's not on my
I don't
list.
think so.
I'm just going with my list. I could go against it and change my mind.
That's
Maybe you
fine.
can
I
change
mean,
it for me.
it's
Yeah,
going to
but
tighten up. This is kind of
it's
that
tough.
we're
Yeah,
trying to get the lower seeds
that's right.
here. The rest are going to be kind of subjective. Well, they all are subjective, but all right. Number 15 seed. I've alluded that I have Gremlins in that spot. Who do you have, Blasey?
I've got Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Great movie. I also definitely have Charlie Brown on my list.
Yep, Charlie Brown all the way.
Yep.
Okay.
So what do you have that as the 15? I have Charlie Brown as a 7 seed.
Yeah, I can see that.
And you would definitely put that in, Handler?
Oh, yeah.
Put
I'd
it in
probably
the
say,
top
yeah,
10?
It'd probably be a 10, 12 seed, I would think.
We'll put it a 12 for the Handler. We'll be off a little bit, but that gives me a good little average of whenever we start.
And
to
you got it at what,
calculate
Brantley?
this. I had Gremlins coming in. I mean, at Charlie Brown Christmas at a 7 seed.
Okay. All right.
All right, 14 seed. I've got White Christmas, which could be, depending on who you're talking to, highly controversial. So a lot of people would put that at number 1.
I do not have it on my list.
All right, good, because it shouldn't be there. It sucks. It's boring.
I was going to say, I don't think that's one I watch regularly. I don't think I have to have it on the list either. It's not one I'm
White Christmas just got most likely taken
now
off the
a
list.
generation ahead of us, like our parents or aunts and uncles, probably
They punch us in the damn face. Right
probably
now.
all about watching that. Probably tear up about it. But I'm the same. I'm sure I've seen it, but I'm trying to think. I can't even picture scenes out of it in my head. So no offense to anybody involved, but
I don't think anybody.
I can't tell
involved
you
in the
I'm going to
pictures
assume
watching.
it snows on Christmas Day. Finally, I bet that's the big grand finale, right? It finally gets snow.
What?
I can't remember. I only watched it one time, and it was very boring to me. I didn't enjoy it.
I mean, let's just go and put it out there for me. It's a Wonderful Life is that's that version of that movie that totes the weight in that classification to me.
Yeah,
that's
it.
We'll come
top
back
3.
to that. I do like, yes, for sure. I think we all agree on that.
We on 14?
We're on 14. Yep, I've got White Christmas. Who you got?
And this is probably controversial too. These are the 2 that I have along with Die Hard. Trading Places, Eddie Murphy.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, I love the movie. I've never really thought about it as a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's right there at Christmas time, man.
Yep, it is.
I can't give it a spot on another Christmas movie.
I can't give it a spot either. So
get
where would you've got it at?
A 0 and a 0.
I'd put
14,
it.
0.
That one's way ahead of Die Hard's way ahead of that one to me.
I get it.
Great movie. Eddie Murphy, my favorite. Him and Jackie Gleason,
so
and there he's on the short list of my favorite of all time. Any genre, any kind of entertainment, for sure.
Jason Hilton says White Christmas maybe 1 or 2.
Oh wow!
So see, I know it. I knew that would be. Hey,
yeah.
Oh, and my sister. This is my sister. Hey, Mandy. My sister is watching. She forgot about Trading Places. Me too. Me too. And I have some lists, and I'll go over those here in a little bit. Some folks have chimed in online in the chat. More so are going to be in our top tier for my glance. All right, so
because Eddie Murphy did have the Santa Claus hat on. He did have the hat on.
He did. He sure did. Number 13 seed. Who you got, Blasey?
Scrooged.
Unbelievable, sir. I also have Scrooged at number 13.
No,
I do.
This man, look at
That's
this.
unbelievable. Yeah,
I can live with that. All
right. Well, I think that Scrooge just found its way into the list, into the bracket. Congratulations to Scrooge. Really,
good job, Scrooge.
the first movie to officially make the tournament. It is in. Scrooged is in, and it makes me happy because, I mean, I love that movie. I watch it. It's in my rotation of movies that I'm going to watch. I hadn't watched it yet this year. That's next week for me. I'm weird like that. Like, next week is the week I hammer home Christmas movies. I've been hammering home Christmas music for a couple of weeks, so can't wait to get to that. All right, so we agree. Scrooge is at 13. The 12 seed, I have the Polar Express.
I had the Polar Express at 12.
No way. See, it starts to lock up a little bit more as we get deeper in. So yeah, I've got the 12. You've got the 12. Would you put that in your top 16, Handler?
You know, I've not seen it many times, but I know it's a great movie and everybody loves it. I don't hate on it, but I don't know. I'm not as familiar with it as everybody else. So not me, but I could see it in a spot. It could take a spot. Yeah. I know it's great.
I get it.
The second team officially into the bracket challenge is the Polar Express. We're going to put it at 14 for you, Handler.
Okay.
It's squeaking in. All right. Number 11 seed. This is mine. A little controversial here. Probably going to be a little low for some people. I have Elf coming in as the 11 seed.
I have Elf on my list as well. It's a little higher up. So, yeah, I've got it at 7.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Elf at 7 for Blasey. Definitely a top 10. I'm a little high on it. So, yeah, I mean, Elf, definitely I think every movie moving forward is going to be coming into the deal. We're getting into the good ones.
We are getting into the good ones.
We got on the edge. And, I mean, really, I can't think of any of these other edge movies that it's going to be a hell of a lot more controversial when we get to the songs.
Hey,
there's some good ones going to get left out.
Yes, they are.
Hey, can we go ahead and take one off of my list that I know y'all are going to bump probably because I doubt it. Ernest Saves Christmas on either of y'all's list?
No,
it is
but
not.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it, and it was great and hilarious, but it's not.
No, it's not on my list.
Okay.
Oh, Ernest. He said, "I want to go ahead and bump this."
Yeah.
I go ahead and feel that y'all aren't going to let that roll.
No, we're not. No, that ain't gonna make it. I'm sorry. My sister says it'll make you believe that it'll make you believe in Santa.
Which one?
I don't know which one she was talking about.
Oh,
we've been talking about so many.
I do believe
probably
in
White
Santa.
Christmas.
I believe in Santa.
I do too. Santa's real. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Santa's real.
Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't nobody got no money for all that stuff. How's it just show up?
Exactly right. Who you got at 10?
Oh, yeah. So I've got Bad Santa at 10.
Bad Santa. Okay, I like it. I don't. I do not have Bad Santa in my list, so you have that at 10.
I don't either. So it'd have to be like put it at 16.
That's fine.
Seed,
you don't have
maybe.
to put it anywhere. I mean, like, hey,
you don't.
Things get bumped,
No, I don't. I say we put it there for now because I know it's a good and it's a different lane for Christmas and it's popular and it's relevant. I would say put it at 16 for now.
Yeah.
If we have to bump it for something,
You
we
average
can discuss later.
a 0 and a 10 together, just like in school. You know what I mean? Like that's not a real high score.
Right.
So,
Nope. Probably it's on the outside.
But
it looks like at this point.
But I don't have my list, so I'm kind of messing up the algorithm a little bit because I don't have a definitive list.
That's okay. And it's not. None of this is set in stone. I'm gonna do a little
trying
tallying and stuff, but trying to really just get the
people.
Trying to figure the lower seeds out really more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to get people's feedback. So people that watch the show now or later, please get on like social media and tell us who you think, what your top 16 is, or some teams that you agree, or some movies or songs that you agree or disagree with. Bring it on, dude, and we'll come up with that top 16 for sure. And take everything into account.
I like Scott's take here. He says a 12 Die Hard versus a 5 Home Alone would be a great matchup.
Oh man, would that 12 seed get that?
Home Alone basically is Die Hard for kids. He's right. He is right. Thanks for watching, Scott. Appreciate you, man. It's just going to be some good matchups. I look forward to doing this when we actually get to debate the movies. Moving along.
9 seed.
For the 10 seed, I had the Grinch, though, for the record.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
so Brantley's got.
I've got him at 10, which is.
And I've got him at 6.
That's where a little controversy came last night with my wife. She's like, 10? That's like 3 for me.
Yes,
okay,
6 for me. Yeah. It's 6 on my list.
It's very subjective. 6. Okay.
What do you think, JR?
Man, see, I'm weird though, y'all. I'm gonna be the weird guy.
The Jim Carrey version of the Grinch.
I know. See, I'm going the old school Grinch that sold Christmas over the Jim Carrey all day.
Okay.
The old school one where he's the little dog up the mountain, the whole thing with the presents, the real old school Grinch with the little girl and all that, the animated one. I'm taking that over the Jim Carrey one. But the Jim Carrey one was great. Jim Carrey's great in general. He's great at weird movies.
Well,
like that,
I think that this is a good opportunity. You guys can be the decision maker that's in the chat. Decide who wins out of the Grinch versus the old Grinch. New Grinch, old. We'll tally up the votes, and that's going to be, this is the first play-in game.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The Grinch, which Grinch moves on into the bracket? It's obviously in the bracket. So I like, where would you put either one? I think the seeding is going to be, if you whichever team, whichever movie you like, you probably are going to think of it in the same seeding.
Yeah,
with
I would
Grinch.
say
top 10 for you. Or?
Yeah, it's top 10 probably.
All right.
I would think the Grinch Who Stole Christmas is the top 10. Yeah, I watch that every year. Got to. If it's on, I stop what I'm doing and take my shoes off and
yeah.
Hey, look, Paul, he likes the old school one.
No, you do, Paul,
Jason,
my brother.
Jason Hilton likes the Jim Carrey one. So, I mean, that's a good little divisive one.
I totally get it. Yeah.
All right, so number 9, where we at? Where we at number 9, Blasey?
I got A Christmas Story.
Paul, quick one with Paul. Paul takes it back. He likes the new Grinch. Sorry, JR. He's on team new Grinch.
No, I get it. I get it. And I like that one too. That's a tough one. I just go with OG Grinch. I'm with you, Mandy.
My sister's with OG.
Grinch.
OG. Yeah. I mean, this split, I love it.
It just takes me back. Like I instantly cross my legs like I'm 7 again or something. You know what I mean? It's just like
all
I
these
love
do.
it.
That's what Jason had said that earlier. It's a lot of nostalgia with this. It takes you back to when you were a kid. So I think that's what makes it a little more subjective than other things. I'm sure kids who are 12, 13, 14 now, like my son Riley, I'm sure that there are Christmas movies that when he watches, he thinks of this as a Christmas movie or whatever,
Yeah.
I just now noticed you're drinking eggnog, Blasey. It's awesome.
Absolutely, I am.
Why wouldn't you be? All right, so who'd you say you have at number 9? What'd you say? A Christmas Story?
Yeah, as I'm saying this and we're talking about it, I don't know that I even put them in the top 16 now. I think I'm booting them out. It's not
a Christmas Story.
Movie. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's like, do I really like it? Is it a top 16? Yes, it is. But do I really like it? Not really. It's not as good as those other 2 movies. You know what I mean? That we're going to get to. But yeah,
so you're bumping the Christmas Story out.
I'll keep it there. It's just not, as I look at it more, it's not as great as I thought. You know what I mean? In my mind, it's like, it doesn't move me in any way that much. It's okay. It's a great classical movie, but it doesn't really move me. Like, what's it do for me? I don't know. I'm just reconsidering, but it's probably a top 10, 1,000%.
Okay,
I get it.
I'm saying in my world, at least top 5. Christmas Story is at least top 5 in my world.
I get it.
I have Christmas Story coming in as the number 2 seed.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm probably more like that. It's probably more top 3 for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it at 9. I'll keep it at 9.
Yeah, definitely a top 10 movie for sure. All right, well, I like it. For me, my number 9 was Home Alone. A lot of people, including AI's number 1. Wasn't that AI's number 1? Yeah, Home Alone was.
So that's
number
your 10
1.
seed or 9 seed?
That's my 9 seed. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, JR? What do you think about that?
I could live with that. It might bump up a spot or two just because I just saw it. But Home Alone's great Christmas movie. I mean, because it
is good.
The whole
it's really good,
and it's just a big movie too. That was a big movie with big actors. With the John Candy and this one and that one. It's just a good and
great movie, dude.
Yeah. I got it at 5.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
it's in.
Yeah, definitely in. All right.
100%.
Number 8. Who you got, Blasey?
I
had Die Hard. Die Hard has been tabled.
On 34th Street. Yeah, but Die Hard I had him at 11, and you had him at 8, and JR did not have him in at all. But yeah, I got Miracle on 34th Street at 8.
Okay. All right. Number 8.
I could live with that.
I have Miracle on 34th Street coming in at number 6. Not my favorite movie, but I just don't know how you can make a list without putting that one in.
I agree.
If you it's to me, it's not as good a movie as another one in that category. But if you sit and watch it, you cannot not be moved. It's a great movie.
Very
It
true.
does
Very
move
true.
you. I agree.
It's a
Hilton
powerful movie.
puts Home Alone in the top 5 for him, which I mean, look, totally
I
get
could
it.
bet. I could bet anybody, and I don't know how old Jason is. I could bet anybody one step younger than us. Everybody's gonna pull Home Alone.
I mean, it's in the top 10 for sure. There's
Yes.
no doubt. Paul's like, what's better than Home Alone?
I got something.
Just
I
can't,
got a few.
hang on. They're
got a
about to
few.
they're about to come in hot and furious here at this
I
point.
only have
Yeah.
4 better, but
Paul
there
loves
are a few.
Miracle.
Yeah.
What about are we just go ahead and now Home Alone 1
Five.
and 2? Home Alone 2 is
Yeah,
not
just
going
the
to
Home
be in
Alone
the
series.
Home Alone 2, I don't think deserves to be in the top 16. We're just
Okay.
narrowing it down. There's too many. There's already 4 or 5 good movies that may not make it.
right.
Home
Gotcha.
Alone 2 ain't better than them, though I generally am going to watch them like you did back to back. You know, if
Yep,
they're both coming
absolutely.
on back to back, I'm just chilling watching TBS next Saturday or whatever. I'm going to watch them both. They're both great. They're both really good movies. What number are we on?
4. Right?
Number 4.
Are we at 4? I think
I
so.
think we were at. We've lost track. This is what happened. My deal's upside down. I think we were at.
I only have 4 that.
8.
that
Oh,
we
we
have
were
not
at.
talked
We're
about.
at 7. We're at 7.
Okay. Yeah, but there's 4
Yeah.
we haven't talked about. Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
list.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I have at number 7. We've already talked about it. A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, and I've already put that in there.
Where did you have Charlie Brown at?
I had him at 15.
15.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got it. 15,
Yeah.
7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good one.
So we did Charlie Brown. 6. Miracle on 34th Street. You're gonna put that in the top 10.
Yeah, we got
Um,
8 and 6.
Yeah,
on
we're at
that.
5. We're at the 5 spot then.
Okay.
We're at the 5 spot. So I have Rudolph. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer comes in number 5 for me.
Okay. I've got him at 3.
Okay, yeah. Pretty consensus there. Where do you have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, JR?
I could let it live right there in that spot, that space, 5 to
Okay.
3, somewhere in there all day.
I can let it live.
We're going to put it at 4. All right. So then coming in at number 4, I have Frosty the Snowman.
I got Frosty at 2. That sounds good.
I like it.
All right. Then I have at 3, It's a Wonderful Life.
Got it at 4.
I mean, you've got to put that
JR,
in the
here we
top.
go. Let's see what
Do you
JR
have that
said.
in the
I got
top-
a
Yeah, I
feeling.
mean,
I
JR
got
may
a
not
feeling.
put this in the top 5.
No,
No,
I think
no,
he puts
top-
it
no,
at the top of the top 5.
Top 3 all day, top 3. You know, it's too tough, man. But if Christmas Story's in my top 3. So if Christmas Story's getting bumped down lower, then it gets bumped. It gets a free spot to 1 and 2 between it and that and Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
That's my
Yep.
that's my 1 and 2 is.
All right.
For those.
We're gonna put that at number 2, then, and
There we go.
and then that leaves us. We've discussed Gremlins and A Christmas Story that I had on my list. That just leaves us with number 1. Number 1 for me is Christmas Vacation.
Bam.
I mean, it ain't even close. We led the show off with it. I don't think there's any surprise here that is what's going to make it.
Yeah, no.
as the number one.
But you know, I'll tell you what, I debated on this, and I had a hard battle with myself because me growing up, like as a kid, like Rudolph and Frosty, you know, you can put those in either order.
I agree.
The greatest ever. And then, but now look back now, let's look at the totality of it, and what do I enjoy more now? Like it still moves me. That moves me. But dude, Christmas Vacation, it ended up edging them out at the last minute. I made that decision to put that at the 1 spot. Just if you look at it over time and how it's stood the test of time with all generations, it's great, dude. It's tough to beat.
I think it's a consensus 1 or 2 seed. I think it's a 1 seed.
It's got to be a 1 seed. And I agree with you, Blasey. Those others are right there with it from childhood, and it makes all the feels if I get to catch Frosty or Rudolph. But I can remember like a handful of years ago, my brother and I on like Christmas Eve driving 30 miles across Jackson, Mississippi to the other side of town trying to find the one Best Buy who had a copy of that because my grandparents don't have cable or internet, and we didn't have a copy, and we were bound and determined we were going to watch the Christmas Vacation the night before Christmas. So we drove literally like Christmas Eve across town in a snowstorm, the whole thing just to get a DVD of this movie. So that's how important that movie is to me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'll say this.
I'm watching it once.
I watched it in July. And then make sure I don't. That way, I'll be ready for it again in mid-November.
There's not a single day that goes by that I do not use some line from that movie. Not a single day.
If I had a nickel for every time I've said "shitter's full," I mean, just in any life application, I could retire. 100%.
Can't
but
see
I'm
the
like
lines, can you, Russ?
Real tomato ketchup. That's best my family, Clark. And I always say that the same thing though, Blasey, because I teeter back and forth that It's a Wonderful Life but I've already know we got a VCHS copy of that we're never going to not have because it's that important to me too. I have to watch that in Christmas time or it's not Christmas to me.
Look, I put a scene in earlier. I'm going to play this. This is one of the lines that I probably overuse saying to people, and they probably have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, but it's still fun.
What is it?
It's a 1-year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Oh, God.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
That it is, Edward. That it is indeed.
I mean, it's just nothing better, dude.
Oh,
it's just
my
nothing
gosh.
better.
I love Chip.
And then he goes on his crazy rant that we had at the top of the show. But yeah, I think that's movies. I think we've got a good little a little balance. I think the 16 songs are going to be easier to put, or the 16 movies are going to be a heck of a lot easier than these songs that we're about to dive into. So,
and there's some that I'm sure some people have on their list that didn't make it because of generational or just different types of movies. But I was looking through the end of the list, and just for me, like the original Scrooge back in the day, I remember watching that like it was on reruns back when we were kids.
Yes.
It was kind of
Sure
kind of dark, but that was a good one. What was the other one I saw and I thought about? The Muppet Christmas Carol. That's another one. You remember we were kids. That was a big deal too. That was going to happen every year, and I don't think they show it as much. But back to your point, Blasey, if I happen to miss Frosty or Rudolph, I hope to catch it again. But it doesn't do now at my age to where I am with Vacation or It's a Wonderful Life, to where I've got to make sure. You know what I mean?
I get it. I get it.
So yeah, I love the rounding out of that list. So you want to start from the bottom and tell us what we've got?
I think that was a good one. I've just changed mine on the fly. I have so many songs.
I know, I'm struggling here.
I have 16. So many. I have 12 songs that I just went after the fact. Like, I love these songs. Why the heck didn't I put these in the top 16? So I may be having to make a few adjustments here on the fly. But I just scratched out Santa Baby coming in as the number 16 seed. I scratched it out, replaced it with So This Is Christmas with, John Lennon and all of that. War. So This Is Christmas. I heard it yesterday, picking Riley up and coming home, and I said, well, I can't leave that. I love that song. It makes me think of Christmas because it's the only time I hear it around this time of year. And to start off with, I'm more of a traditional Christmas song kind of person. So if there are any renditions of some of these songs by different artists, then of course let us know. But that's where I have So This Is Christmas. What would you say? What do you have, Blasey?
I don't have that.
Oh, you didn't make a list, or you don't have that on your list?
I don't have that on my list.
What do you have as the 16 seed?
Yes, this is where I kind of jump around between, A Little Town of Bethlehem, Nat King Cole. I've got that sitting there at 16.
Okay. So I don't have that on there, and that is a good one, as it should be. My favorite Christmas song, I just want to get that out of the way right now, is not even on the list, and it won't be anything talked about because I don't know of an artist that is, I guess, made it a hit, but Silent Night. That's my favorite Christmas song, period. I don't have it on a list of 50.
Are we jumping around? Because Silent Night.
No, I just wanted to get that out of there. Yeah, let's hit Silent Night.
Silent Night's that's my number 1 seed. Like that's the greatest.
There you
Christmas
go.
song
I mean,
ever.
that's my number
Period.
1 seed too.
Yeah.
So,
JR?
but I don't have a.
We just
I
jumped to
think
the
it's-
top.
We did. We didn't mean to, but hey, I think there'll be a lot of controversy once we get to the top 5. But Silent Night just didn't even make it on my list because the list that AI spit out are, I think they're more popular songs that have been sung by artists. I don't know if anybody's ever taken Silent Night to the top of the charts. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I couldn't find it.
Does it have to be a chart topper? I mean, I thought it was just.
Does
Well,
not.
that's just the AI. He's saying that's just what AI spit out.
Yeah, no, it
from
does
its
not have to
algorithm.
be a chart topper
for-
at all. I
oh,
just
no,
find it
okay.
interesting that song didn't make
Did
the
not
top
make-
50.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's top couple right there for sure. I would say no,
Yeah.
it's a number 1. I could give it a number 1 seed, not hesitate. Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the grand scheme. I would say, like, again, I don't know if my favorite will make it. Christmas in Dixie's not on here. But if
That
you're
is
from where I'm, but if you're from where I'm from, it's not Christmas till you hear the boys from Fort Payne sing Christmas in Dixie.
Oh, that's
so
a
good.
fact, man.
that's
See, that's
about-
already I'm adding more to the list of like, good Lord.
It makes the hair stand up on my arms when I think
Oh,
about it.
yeah, I think it just came in at the number 15 seed for
I'll
me.
vote-
It
yeah,
just
I'll
it
vote
just
on
bumped
that.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to
It's
happen.
snowing in the pines. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Graceland's lit up in lights.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Son,
Yeah, no,
I
this
doubt
this
it's
is
on
the,
that list.
This is the hardest freaking
This
part.
is tough.
This is going to be the hardest thing is narrowing these songs down. And we're still not going to get it right, everybody. We're fully aware of that. So, we're going to still leave somebody out. So we're going to say, let's go back to, so this is Christmas. Would you put that in your top 16? You said no, Blasey. You said no, right, Handler?
Correct.
All right.
This
so
is
we're gonna-
Christmas. The Beatles,
the John Lennon song, yeah.
John Lennon.
Yeah.
I like that song, but I don't know if it's going to be a top 16 for me.
Okay. Probably not. All right. So 15, I'm putting Christmas in Dixie in at number 15 for myself. That just happened. Where would you put that in your top 10, JR?
Which one?
Christmas in Dixie.
Oh yeah, it's top 3 for me all day.
All right.
But
What about you,
That's
Blasey? Would you
that's
put it
gonna be
in
a
at a
more
high
regional
seed
thing.
or a low seed?
I'm fixing to just scratch my 8 seed right now. I just completely, I'm ejecting it from the list, and so I'm going to put it in there at the number 8. Yeah.
Okay.
I
All right.
had to make
See?
room for it if I'm going to vote. I can't have 17 teams,
There's a chance that this thing gets knocked. I do want to mention another song before we dive in, and y'all may have this. I do not have it in my top 16, but Jason Hilton brings up what he wants to know. JR, what do you think of Pretty Paper? Willie's version or Randy Travis's version?
I'm gonna
And
throw
does
you
that
a
song
complete.
even make it into your? Does that song make it in? Because I don't have it in mine, and I think it.
wasn't on my list either, but that's a good one.
In mine, it probably would. And I tell you, if out of those two, I probably the Willie version. But I tell you, my favorite version, Jason, is the Jamie Johnson version off of the Christmas song, 5-song EP from 2014. Jamie's version is my favorite. And there's 5 songs on there, and I could put all 5 off of Jamie's album on my top 16 without a flinch. One of them's
I've got to
Baby It's
listen
Cold.
to that.
One of them's It's Baby It's Cold Outside. Then he does the Hawaiian Christmas song with the Secret Sisters, which is phenomenal. Then he's got an original song he wrote called A South Alabama Christmas, which is obviously on my personal one.
Sure.
Pretty Paper, and then the Christmas song. Yeah, y'all gonna want to listen to that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be jamming that this afternoon.
Absolutely.
Go
But-
get my
but
son
so-
for sure.
But Willie, if I had to pick between Willie and Randy.
Yeah. If I had them, definitely Willie on that. But I didn't. Jamie Johnson, I'm gonna. I'm gonna give that a good fair shake.
I was listening
So
to
would
that
you put
this-
Pretty Paper in your top 16? I still do not. I love it, love the song, but it still doesn't make my top 16.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't have it in mind.
We can dump
Right.
it. Yeah, that's
Right.
a country. That's a country lane. A lot of my
is.
stuff leans country a little bit, not all the way, but
All right, where are we at here, Blasey? Are we at the 14 seed?
Yeah, I think we're sliding around.
We're sliding
14.
around with the songs that are kind of like maybe they don't all make it in, but everybody, this is subjective. I have coming in at the number 14 seed, I'll Be Home for Christmas.
It doesn't matter who sings it either. That's just
it doesn't matter.
One.
No,
yeah,
no.
Yep.
The version.
I don't have it on my list, man, and that's a great one. I mean,
Michael Bublé is the one that made the list, the AI list. But
I'm taking the Bing Crosby version, or whoever did it back then, or whoever it was back in the day.
Yeah, I think it was Bing. So you definitely put that in your top 16, huh?
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of mine are going to also reflect on. My entire adult life, I've been gone during the holidays or traveling, so a lot of mine are about longing to be home and missing and that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Totally makes sense. Blasey, you've got them in your top. You've got that in your top 16.
It's not my top 16, but it's great. I mean, I'm not hating on it.
It's on the edge. It's on the edge. All right. Let's see. Hilton says this. Don't shoot me. I'm not a Swiftie, but Taylor Swift, Last Christmas. I don't have Last Christmas in my top 16. However, AI has it as the number 2 song on their list by Wham, Last Christmas.
My wife would agree with that. I would almost say put the Wham version in the top 16, and I wouldn't hate it at this point in my life.
It could. I mean, look, I can make an argument for it teeter-tottering on the edge there for sure. But it's
my wife would, and I mean everybody our age just about. I know that's on the radio a lot, and everybody jams it.
Yeah.
And I don't hate it, and I don't even love.
I don't hate it either.
Vein of music, really, but. They did a good job on that song, I thought. But I don't have to have it in there either. I'm not fighting for that one, but I could live with it in there all day.
I think it's on the edge.
But the Wham version, not Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no,
version,
it's the Wham version. I haven't heard the Taylor Swift version, so I'm not going to hate on you. I will listen
I'm sure
to
it's fine.
I mean, she doesn't do anything bad.
Right. The one I know is the Wham version, and I sing along to it, and it's not even my style of music normally.
I have where do we have Silver Bells? I'm just going down my list since I kind of seeded these things out.
I don't have Silver Bells. I don't have it on here.
No Silver Bells. Okay,
and it's a good one.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, let me ask this before we go, so I'm not waiting in anticipation. You got any Aaron Neville on your list?
I have more. See, there's more song. I do not, but these are songs. I mean, it could be a version of a song potentially that he sang.
Gotcha. Or any like not Louisiana Christmas Days not on there?
No, not really. Gotcha. I mean, not in the top 16. I think that's
some
too
of those
regional specific for everybody.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a regional Christmas list, then hell yeah, maybe number one.
That's maybe where my Christmas in Dixie might get lost, but any country fan's going to also be in that because like me going to Louisiana all these years, and even in Mississippi and South Alabama, that they're going to play that Aaron Neville version of that ever so often.
Aaron Neville's amazing.
Oh, he's top 3. Well, top 5 at least Christmas singers to me, period.
Yeah. I can go with that.
Yeah.
I can go with that. So Silver Bells, Handler, not top 16 for you? No version of it?
Yeah, I could see it. It's in a group there with like 8 or 10 traditional songs.
Yeah.
That, man, it's like a list of best pro wrestlers or art musicians. You leave one of them off, but they're all I hate to say they're the same, but they're just traditional in the same vein.
Yeah. And I've got a 14 seed as a traditional, but it's not that. It's oh come all you faithful. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. Yeah.
I got 5 or 6 I had to put on that list. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can't.
I'm not any of those. Yeah, I can't knock any of those.
Look, Paul Rogers says he loves Christmas in Dixie, and he's not Southern. So, I mean, that's just a beautiful freaking song. Period.
Yeah. By a great band with great words, great vocals.
This is so subjective, man.
Smooth.
So many
it is. I don't have that. Who did you have at 14? What song was that?
Who,
What'd
me?
you say? Yeah.
Oh, come all you faithful.
Yeah.
And I like Carrie Underwood's version of that. You know, there's so many that sang it well, but like she killed it.
She kills everything, dude. She's
Yeah.
amazing. I didn't have that on my list, but I could see it being on a list.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's see. What do you have at 13 on your list, Blasey?
Santa Baby.
Santa Baby got bumped from mine, but I mean, I love it. I can't,
Yeah.
I can't argue
so good.
against it.
What's that? What's her name? The original one, Kit.
Eartha Kitt.
There we go. Yeah, Eartha Kitt. Yeah, that's the one.
It's New
Yeah,
Orleans
it is.
gal, I think. Was Eartha
Yeah.
Kitt from New Orleans?
I believe so. Yeah, I know so.
Yep.
Let's see.
Legends.
So yeah, what would you put Santa Baby in your top 16, Jr.?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
it's probably gonna sneak in there as I had it seated correctly.
I love those hokey. I love traditional hymnal almost Christmas songs, and I
Yeah.
love the hokiest ho 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 Christmas songs.
Well,
I love
speaking
all
of,
Christmas
this could be one that I think would be in a lot of people's top 16. It didn't make mine. It may be in yours, but Baby It's Cold Outside. Speaking
again,
of those kind of traditional,
I had it.
it went through a little run here recently where people started to
Oh, they're
claim it was
cancel
about domestic abuse and all.
Yeah, trying to
I
cancel.
don't think
it.
that's good Lord.
I was too eager.
50 years
Eager
ago.
beaver. You need to back down, son. She said no. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they didn't tell the rest of the story. They were married for 63 years and had a big family and started a business in small town America. They didn't tell the rest of the story. It all worked out.
Well,
just
that
fine
would be
for
too
everyone.
that'd be too convenient,
Right.
Jr. They can't do
Sound
that.
bites. No, I would say, "Baby, It's Cold Outside" all day.
Definitely put that in your top 16. Both of you.
Yeah.
You have it on your list, Blasey?
I do.
Okay. Where do you have it?
I have it sitting at number. See, I moved it around. Hold on. I've got it at. I had it at 14, and I moved it over to 12. Yeah,
Okay.
I had to do some shuffling.
We're gonna have to do more shuffling, but I
Yeah.
think that it's probably one that I have on the fringes that's gonna make it in. That I have. I'm just going by my stupid list here. That is just complete chicken scratch. Look at this. This is embarrassing. This is like I look like this is the way
Beautiful
Elon
minds.
Musk's mind works. I think, but then he's able to put the other side together and make it all come out and be right. But anyhow. All right, so where are we at, Blasey, on this?
We're at
12.
We did 13. We're down to 12 now.
12, yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
I have Let It Snow coming in at number 12.
That's a good one. I had it originally. I scratched "Let It Snow" for Christmas in Dixie. I had it at 8 seed. I took it off the list completely to make sure
It just got eliminated. All right. Well,
But no, it's a great one. It's a great one, man.
We're gonna put it at an 18 seed for you, just so for averages. Handler, Let It Snow enter.
I
Into the
mean,
discussion
I'm
for you.
kind of like Blasey. I could see it's right there. It's in that group again. It's in the group of 10, but it's on the lower end, I think. So I could see it as a fringe one if we need to bump and move and feel if there's somebody else's is just outright not going to happen.
I think it's going to make it. I think we're getting to some make it. So let me go over. I wrote some play-in songs because I think once it tightens up here in this top 10, it's going to be fairly – there may be something outside of there. I think what I'm going to call the play-in games here. Let's see who has a shot at getting in. Jingle Bell Rock.
Boom. Got him at 11.
Blasey's at 11. I don't have them. Don't have that in the list, but it is up for discussion. Handler.
It's got to be somewhere it's got to be at least in the discussion.
Would you put it in 10
I
to
mean, when that song
16
comes
or in
on,
the
dude,
top
you just want to
10?
move around. It's like the
I know.
positive side of Christmas, right? You know, like some stuff is like, oh, so dragging and so.
Well, that's
that plays,
another.
that just gets me moving.
Well, that reminds me of another one that may be on your fringe list. Run, Run, Rudolph.
Run, Run, Rudolph
Chuck
is on
Berry.
the fringe. It is on the fringe.
Yep.
It is totally
And
on
see,
the
I would
fringe
take
list.
if I had to pick between those, I'd go with Chuck Berry, Run, Run, Rudolph. But they're both similar. I like them both. I could see them both in the tournament
tough.
all day as a seed somewhere too.
tough.
But
Do you have Run Run Rudolph as a seed, Blasey?
I don't. I've got them probably. I mean, they're on my list. They're on a piece of paper, but they're not in my top 16.
Yeah, I think
I can't
that's
keep
neat.
saying I have 16 teams, and I've actually got 24.
So if Jingle Bell Rock and Run Run Rudolph were to play each other, who would you take? Blasey? You
and
have
I
to
got to
take
go
one.
with. I got to go with Jingle Bell Rock. I got them at 11.
JR, you're running with Run Run Rudolph?
yeah, but I don't. But I like them both. That's
Yeah.
That's
Oh, I know.
impossible
I
to
mean,
pick.
there's a loser and a winner in this deal, but neither are wrong. I'm going with Jingle Bell Rock also, so you know,
I would
don't
almost
think either
pick it
one
on
are
my-
gonna make it.
If I had a playlist, I would pick Jingle Bell Rock because the other one is more in the vein and tempo of some of those other songs from that era. But
True.
Run Run Rudolph stands alone as a Chuck Berry rockabilly tune. That there's not a whole lot of those.
Very true. Jingle Bell Rock would be number one for my son, and I think of a funny time when he was in daycare and did a little skit. That's what they sang, and it was, "Daddy, that's my daddy." He was like 3, and,
I love
and then
it.
they sang that. It was awesome. Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys.
I don't
Little
have it.
Saint Nick.
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great tune,
Neither.
but not
Great tune. I think we can agree it doesn't make the top 16, but
If
great.
you're a
great
a
tune.
West Coast person though, or from the surfer world probably, or that world, or rock and
Yeah.
roll world, you're a big Beach Boys fan, which there are a bunch, as many as the Beatles almost. I bet there's a lot of people that would argue that's got to be in there. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
same thing. It's a surfing Christmas song. There's not another entry from that world.
That's true.
We've discussed Last Christmas. We've discussed Pretty Paper. Mr. Grinch. You're a mean one. Mr.
Love it.
Grinch.
Yeah, I don't have it on my list, but yep,
I don't
that's
either.
a good one.
Where would you put that on your list, JR? Would it
I mean,
make
I'm like
your-
Blasey. My top 16 is 35 songs.
I know, but we got to narrow it down. That's the problem here.
It's again lumped in that group with some of those other traditional ones. Grinch, I'd say it might be like a 16 seed in my world.
All right. So
Maybe.
it doesn't make it. Did we talk Holly Jolly Christmas? Have we mentioned Holly Jolly Christmas?
Have not.
Yeah. Holly Jolly Christmas. Does that make any of your lists? Didn't
I mean,
make mine.
it's good, but it didn't make my list.
Okay. All right. Perfect. That's all of the play-ins I had. So going back into our top, where were we at? Were we at number
Close to
10?
top 10, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, we're at the top 10 here. I think that it's just going to be shuffling of numbers. I have coming in at number 10, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas, which is AI's number 1, and apparently is the number 1, like, most listened to Christmas song of all time.
Actually,
but it annoys me a bit, but I do have to give it its due.
But I know, and I love Mimi. She's one of my favorites of all time. But you know, and actually this year, Brenda Lee's song "Pastor" for the first time in all those years became a number 1 again this year.
Really?
Oh, wow.
After all those years, she was 13 when she recorded that song in Nashville, "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree," and it this year passed Mariah as the number 1 song in the country this month for that. And Mariah sent Brenda Lee a nice gift and all that, bunch of flowers and a
That's
nice
cool.
gift and stuff, telling her congratulations on being the queen, you know, this and that. So she took the spot back this year, but it's between those two as far as most numbers and most times
far
on
as the-
charts,
yeah.
reach and world and all that stuff. But I would say Mariah's version, I would say a 10 seed sounds about right to me.
All right. I like it. Got
Yeah.
John Favors chimes in, says, "I Only Want You for Christmas" by Alan Jackson. Don't add him. That's a good one. I mean,
Now,
that's a good
I
one.
could do a whole 16 country list.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
That
for
would be
sure.
as
And
debatable.
that
Yeah.
may be Christmas Tigsmas 2024.
And
We'll break
even
this
like,
down
I mean, you know, like,
subgenres.
well, and even state by state or region by region, because Louisiana, I could do a whole one on Louisiana because all Professor Longhair, Alan Toussaint, the Nevilles, everybody over the years did Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Because New Orleans was so vibey with Christmas, and the same thing, you know, you could do each reason. And hell, we talk about Jamie Johnson. Sammy Kershaw's got a great Christmas record. I mean, a lot of country guys did and gals do Christmas stuff, you know.
Paul says, "Step into Christmas," Elton John. I don't think I've ever heard that song. So
good one.
But I'm absolutely not afraid to check it out. So I wrote that down.
Hey, wait.
What was another song, Paul? You had mentioned another song, John Schneider song. I can't remember the name of it right now. What was the name of that one? I want to make sure to mention it to everybody at least, so folks can listen to it. What were you going to say, JR?
On the other end of the spectrum, I don't know if this was a fringe one or it may be way up on somebody's list. Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis.
Oh, yeah. I used that as the promo today. We were going live. That was the music that played on Instagram.
That's great.
And Facebook on the little deal. Yeah. It doesn't make my list. It doesn't make my top 16 list, but do I love it? Hell yes, I love it. Do I love that rap song, the rap version of with, I can't remember the dude who sang it, but had Exhibit in it. I sent it to y'all yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, that's
love
as dope as it gets.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Doesn't make my top 16, but man, is it slick. You know.
Well, yeah. Well,
I love the non-traditional stuff too.
Well, and on the other end of the spectrum again, someone I ran into a month or so ago, Ray Stevens, Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
Oh yeah.
You know those.
Yeah, I think Amanda asked me that today. She said, "What about Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer?" I had it on my list. I was like, "My gosh, that's such a good one."
I know, right?
I don't even have it on the list either, but yeah, man. I mean, that's a more than a worthy song. Dang.
I mean,
yeah.
classic.
It
Yes,
is.
It is. It's great.
Let's see. I have coming in at number 9, and I think I want to take this off of my list, but we haven't hit it yet. Feliz Navidad comes in at number 4 with AI. I think it's on my list because you're guaranteed to hear it, and I think about Christmas when I do because it's the only time it's played.
I had it at a 15 seed, and it got removed for Away in a Manger. But yeah, that's a good one. You know,
I love
I've
it.
got
It
a
could
lot
be a
of
top.
scratches on my list. Like it kept being scratched out.
It could
this
be
thing is just getting crazy over here.
It could be a top 10 to me. Even.
It's good. It's good. It's great.
So it's probably
So good.
seated about right at the number 9 seed for me.
Sure.
Kind of in there. 8. I have Sinatra's version of Jingle Bells. How do you leave Jingle Bells out?
Jingle Bells got to be on there.
Oh, I got Jingle
me.
Bells for sure. I got Jingle Bells at number 2. I think it's great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's great.
And it's Sinatra. That's the one I got. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to have that one. So that's a high seed. Probably 8, maybe a little low for that one. I don't know. We're getting into major good song territory.
Yeah,
here.
I'd agree. At top 5, Jingle Bells.
My sister says, "What about Tender Tennessee Christmas?" I don't know that one,
I don't either.
but I'm gonna.
I don't either.
I think that's
Tender,
probably.
tender Tennessee Christmas because Bama just whoop that butt and they all tender up there. You know what I mean? That's the first thing that came to my. That's the first thing that came to my redneck Alabama mind.
It would.
my God,
It
that's
would
Oh,
be.
poor things up there.
All right, number 7. I have Elvis's Blue Christmas.
I got Blue Christmas. He's down the list with a couple, but yep.
Where do you have him on your list?
We'd passed over it. I think I had it at 11 or 12.
Yeah, that's right. We did get it, didn't we? All right. You're gonna put that in your top 10, huh? JR.
All day. Oh yeah.
Yep. Let's see. I have, and I never covered it. I don't know if we cover Rocking Around the Christmas Tree at all? Have we hit that yet?
No.
No, and I don't think
Yeah,
we made it on my list.
I had it at 11 seed. I think we skipped over that. Where would y'all? I mean, rocking around the Christmas tree is. It has to be in the top 16. That song for sure.
It's not on my list.
It's not on your list. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What about you?
Top 5 for me.
Top 5. All right. It's on the list then. All right. I have skipping back to number 6-ish, somewhere in there. I have It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. Is that on y'all's list?
I believe it is.
Hilton says Jingle Bells gets in the Power 5.
Number 5.
And Paul Rogers says John Schneider does a good version of White Christmas. The movie is Christmas Comes to Willow Creek. That's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out.
John's got several good movies like that were not big, mainstream productions that he put out independently and stuff that are really good.
His whole studio and all of that's about 30 minutes from where I'm sitting right now, out in Livingston Parish.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him. We're gonna try to be listening out for that. I'm gonna try to reach out to John and see if we can get him to come on the show here. At
Live
some point
scoop
soon.
there, folks. Live scoop. Hell yeah.
Love to talk with him.
That'd be a blast, dude.
Yes, it would be.
All right.
Did you say have yourself a merry little Christmas? What'd you just say?
It's beginning to look like Christmas.
It's beginning to look a lot
that's
like
right.
Christmas.
Okay.
I do not have yourself a merry little Christmas,
Yeah, with Frank, I've got him in there.
but definitely, where do you have him?
Have who?
Have yourself a merry Christmas.
I've got it at the 9 seed.
9.
Yeah.
Would you put that in your top 16, JR?
Oh yeah,
Top 10?
and right there teetering on it. Yeah,
All right, I'm going to put it at 10. That one probably just made it. And probably just made it. And it should. It should. All right. What about it? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Is that in it for either of y'all?
it's in that group again. I mean, I don't know if I could put 15 of those songs that are all in that same group, but
I'm just out of room. I'm out of room, but it's
Yeah.
great. I just,
Great song, but it may be
Yeah.
a limit. It may have just that there could be a couple surprises in our selection show here.
yeah, man.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas may have just been eliminated. I think it was. I just scratched it out. It's gone. Bye. All right.
it's like Silver
Number
Bells.
5. This is my number 5, and this song may not even be on y'all's radar at all. "Wonderful Christmas Time" by Paul McCartney. I obviously like the Beatles.
I love the Beatles, but I don't have it on the list. But that's a good one. Yep.
I just love that 70s sound that it
It is
has.
good.
It's like it
Oh, that's
takes
a great
you
song.
just hear- it is.
Absolutely great song.
It is.
Would you put it in your top 16, JR?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a top 30, but I don't think it's a top 16.
I think it just
But I don't
it
know.
got
But
eliminated.
it moves up. That's something that moved. Frosty used to be my number one, but I would say, but I think Beatles songs weren't when I was a kid, but now they're moving. They get spots every couple of
Yeah.
years. They move up a few spots. Like the Wham song. I used to not would have liked the Wham song, but it's moved up as I've become an adult.
Right. Well, speaking of Frosty the Snowman, I had that coming in at my number 4 seed.
I got Frosty at 5.
Okay.
I can live with that all day.
So good.
It's properly
it
ranked.
just mirrors with the movie. You know what I mean?
Perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, it does. And
It's
I
Jimmy
have,
Durante and Jimmy Durante's voice. It's just perfect.
It is. It is. I have at number 3 the Christmas Nat King Cole. It may not make everybody's list, but it just that one.
I don't
that
have
one
it,
hits
man,
me.
on my list.
You don't
trying
have
to
it?
look.
Okay.
I don't, man. Like, it's crazy. Like,
I
keep
love
naming
this
all the
because it's
stuff.
making
Yeah.
room for some of these other songs. Like we really and truly have narrowed this down. This is awesome. If I can ever go back and read, the good thing is this is on video.
Yeah, that's true.
I can replay this video and watch it back because I'm no longer going to be able to read what the hell I've written.
Because I would have the Christmas song. Yeah, the Christmas song would be in my top 16.
Okay, you would, and I'm going to have it at 3. It may make it. It may squeak in as a later, not as high of a seed as I have them. All right, I have my number 2 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I got Rudolph.
Gene
in there
Autry's
as well.
version.
I got Rudolph sitting at number 4.
All right.
I could handle that.
Yep. All right.
We're running out of room.
Consistency.
How did we just miss one? Because we just no. Let's keep going. Let's see. Where
Well,
we
I
land.
only have one song left, and then we're going to cover what songs we may not have covered that could potentially take one of these 1, 2, 3, 4 spots that I've taken out already on my sheet. My number 1's Bing Crosby's White Christmas.
I got White Christmas as number 3.
Okay.
Yep. I thought we'd left it out somehow, but we didn't. Yep.
Where would you put it, JR?
Top 3, yeah.
White Christmas probably going to come in as the #1 seed. Just kind of quick.
What
glance.
about Silent Night? I mean, where's Silent Night?
Oh yeah, Silent Night. I forget.
Is it in the
I
list?
forgot. Yeah, we started with #1 and worked our way back. Yeah, we agreed. Sorry, that was like an hour ago.
Yeah, I know. This was tough, dude. This is so tough.
It is tough. It is tough. But I
Songs
agree.
are way more difficult than movies. You know what I mean? Like you think about
Songs are
16
way
Christmas movies
harder.
you want to watch. You're not watching much past 5 or 6 of them, maybe 8. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're gonna listen to all these songs.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch
Right.
of them, 30,
Yeah.
40, 50 of them.
I think Tender Tennessee Christmas is probably on one of the Alabama Christmas albums.
It is. I'm sorry I missed that, but that is a great Christmas record. I go to reference on that all the time. That whole album, again, could be the list, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Are there any songs that we didn't cover?
I'm sure.
That would be good enough to make your top 16? Because I mean, we probably talked about 40 songs.
The Bruce
First Noel.
Springsteen
You
song.
got all kind of songs, man.
The Bruce
Traditional.
Springsteen song.
Yeah.
Merry
one?
Christmas, baby.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
That's got it. My wife and I. That might be our new #1. It might have passed some of the traditionals for us. We love that song this time.
And
of year.
Ray Charles, the song that's in Christmas Vacation when he's in the attic and Christmas time of year. Yeah, it just gives me chill. Yeah,
Those
how
two.
does that
yes.
not make the list? I just thought about it. That's definitely on my list, but is it in the top 16?
And Springsteen,
Probably
Santa
not.
Claus is coming to town.
Amazing version.
Yeah.
Santa. But yeah. Right now in my life, I like it as more than some of these others, but overall impact, I guess maybe not.
Yeah.
Let It Snow. We got that on the list.
Yep.
The Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
Oh yeah, I got that on my list at #7. We skipped over that though, but yeah, I love that song. That's such a good song.
It's totally
the
great
most
song.
wonderful time to.
Yeah, you
drink
just hear it
beer.
once and then it never leaves your head.
Blasey, you didn't watch the Andy Williams Christmas special when you were a little kid, did you?
Never.
Did you remember it?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured you, because you're just 1 or 2 years older than me. But
Absolutely.
I remember it sitting there with my grandparents and it being on and it being like a winter wonderland inside your television, And
It was.
It was just
The big
neat,
Zenith
man.
TV back then too, man.
Yeah, on the
Like a
floor,
fine
and
Zenith.
but their sets and all that was just so Christmassy, and they all came out and sang all those songs.
Yes.
Andy Williams had some great Christmas records and
Yes,
stuff.
absolutely did. I remember that very, very well.
I'm just adding up here. Yeah, I mean, I think we've kind of got it narrowed down. I'll, of course, send you guys.
The Little Drummer Boy. Did we mention that?
I got the Little Drummer Boy on my list at #10. Yep. And Pentatonics does a good job with that too, from a newer age deal. Yep.
The Grinch, the mean one, Mr. Grinch. We talked about
We did
that.
that. Would you put Little Drummer Boy where you've got him in your top 10, Blasey? You've got him.
I had it. I've got it at 10.
Hey, you got that Little Drummer Boy in there, Blasey?
Here he comes. I actually had it at 10, but dude, if we're going through those, like I said, I can only put 16 in. Can't put 30 teams in my 16 list. So
Yeah, we're gonna have more of a debate on this, but this is
we may need a
whenever
play-in tournament for 15 and 16 and take
Right.
like 8 or 10 and then try to ram them in there. I don't know, dude. It's tough.
I tell you
Yeah.
another one that strikes the internal tuning fork is Mary Did You Know, when someone whips into that.
yeah.
Like
Yes.
I know in the Medea Christmas movie, which I love, Medea Family Christmas, Tyler Perry, it's a great Christmas movie. But the little boy in there, he sings that by himself in the little Christmas play, and it just, it gets me every time. Like, man, that's brave, but what a beautiful little song.
Yeah.
That's another one.
So many, man. So many. When we had this initial thought, it was bracket, champion song versus champion movie. I don't think that's possible. It was a dumb idea, but so we'll just have a winner.
Did we have
a music winner and a song winner?
Did we have Walking in a Winter Wonderland, or in the play-in at least?
I don't think it was
Did we even talk
discussed.
about it? That's
I don't think we discussed
did
that
not.
one, did we?
Nope.
Because there's so, with Christmas, that word in there, and there's only so many words around it. Like, all these songs are like the same 5 words rearranged, a lot of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, did we hit Deck the Halls?
Nope.
See, it's almost like,
Oh, yeah. That's smooth jazz, Deck the Halls
Oh,
for
I
y'all.
love it.
Oh, yeah. Forgot I incorporated some stuff up in here for this.
this reminds me of like riding around Montgomery, Alabama as a kid during Christmas time. Oh, listen to the local jazz channel with my mom.
I love it, man. That is smooth. That is smooth. But
Smooth jazz, smooth.
So
jazz.
we almost should do traditional song, like almost hymnal traditional songs versus popular songs.
Yeah.
Because there's 10 songs that are have a lean spiritually that I wouldn't want to leave out of the list, but they're going to take the whole list.
Yeah, I know. Like Away in a Manger, as kind of discussed. That I mean,
Oh Holy Night. All that,
yes, Oh Holy Night. These are all staples. I think those kind of go without saying.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I guess maybe more so these are songs that you would hear on the radio.
Yeah,
I
guess, yeah.
like around or while you're shopping in some store or going to the movies, the elevator music.
Right, elevator music. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, yeah, I like it, man. I think
Jackson 5, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, how do we leave that
Santa
out? Yeah,
Claus is
right.
coming to town.
Riley
The
Riley
Jackson
said
5.
that. Riley told me yesterday. He said that has to make the list, Dad. And I went, yeah. I mean, that's on the edge, but I don't know if it. Does it make your list, Jr.?
Whew, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
It doesn't make mine.
no, I guess not. For some of these others,
It's not on my list, but like,
All
yeah,
right.
it's so good.
But a great
Yep.
song. I mean, just because
It
it
is a
doesn't
great
make
song.
the list doesn't mean
It's
it's
a
an
really good
amazing song. These are all, like you said, Jr., very, very subject to change. Oh, I can't believe we forgot this one. Christmas, Baby Please Come Home, Darling Love. Yeah, hello. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We could keep going.
Unbelievable.
We can
I
keep
know.
going.
We
There's so many
can.
of them, man.
There are.
And
But I
now
think
we know Florida State is not playing in a major bowl this year.
That's what we've learned. So this has been
Exactly,
the
Mom.
exercise. This has been our exercise to understand what a selection committee goes through, how they
Even
base
Georgia
it.
got left out. You know what I mean? Like everybody
Yeah.
keeps talking about Florida State, but Georgia probably the best team in the country if you put them up against anybody from Vegas standpoint. I guarantee
Yeah.
they're favored over every team in the country, and they got left out.
Yeah, true.
It
true.
happens. It happens sometimes, man. You know, there's only room
There's
for
so
so
much
many,
room,
and the
yeah.
other one's just sorry, guys. You know,
Yep.
better luck next year.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, look, we're going to start to wrap it up here, folks. If you guys that are out there in chat, if y'all have any questions or anything, hit us up real quick before we roll out. But look, I can't believe just how much interaction once again today, going live at noon, not the prime time by any means, but it's the only time that the three of us could get together today. And we wanted to do this to start to jump into next week's Christmas show. We don't want to drag this out for an hour and a half talking about all of this. We want to, here it is. We'll name our champion. We'll do that fairly quickly at the top of the Christmas show next week, and then dive into some other things that we decide we want to talk about. And we may not even go any further than that. But I can't believe the support that we've had from all of y'all that are out there listening and that have messaged me and our show and shared it and all that. So if you're wherever you're watching this right now, make sure that you share it, like it. Even after it ends, this will replay again for any of this stuff that's shared, because I know not everybody can watch this at noon on a Thursday, coming in live. But oh, look, my sister says one last one. She did step into Christmas. Yeah, she said that. And she also says that Tiggs and I are music connoisseurs. Well, guilty is charged there. And then Paul says it's been awesome. my friends.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody who tuned in and
all of
listened
y'all.
today.
Thank all of y'all. It's
Spread
been
the
fun.
word.
Look, I really like doing these. I think y'all do too. It's been it's definitely eye-opening to see that, this is the way we should be doing this show. Interactive. We won't do them all like this, of course. Sometimes we'll have guests. So hopefully sometimes we'll have guests and we'll just run it live. And and do that because that's fun too. And then there'll be other times where we're doing more of a studio kind of like show, but either way, man, this is a lot of fun, and we couldn't do it without y'all. We're trying to grow, keep trying to help us grow, and y'all are doing everything that you can that makes it look good, helps the numbers and the algorithm, as they say. So, boys, that's all I've got for this one.
Yeah, man. Hey, I do want to say last week I wanted to congratulate the group of 5 guys that have the podcast, and they do a really good job covering smaller schools and college football. Really the only ones kind of fully representative of that. And they reached 10,000 subscribers the other day on X. And what was really cool, I was at a Christmas party and I saw it was kind of trended up there, and I kind of follow them, and I looked at my phone and it said 9,999. And I looked at Amanda, I was like, hey, do you subscribe to the group of 5 guys? She's like, no. I was like, get in there real quick. And she goes in real fast, hits subscribe, boom, changes my phone to 10 grand. So Amanda,
nice.
you're 10,000 subscriber to the group of 5 guys.
Well, they got 10,001. They just got 10,001. So I just
awesome too. Yeah, those guys are good.
Well, awesome. Well, look, enjoyed it, and we will see you guys next week. Time to be determined. We'll let you know. See ya.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, y'all.